G'day folks, Blunty here, wandering in the beautiful golden glow of the last Sydney sunrise that I will see before heading off to Las Vegas for CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, the biggest of its kind in the entire world, and where a whole bunch of companies tend to announce all the new shiny stuff that's coming, and I'm very excited about it, obviously, being a gadget guy. It's an opportunity I've been waiting for quite some time, and here in 2013 I finally get to hit CES. So this dawn is beautiful. I'm telling you, a cloudless golden sunrise this morning, and it's one of the very few advantages and perks of being someone insomniac because of chronic back pain. Hooray! I get to get up and see the sunrise. It's funny, I ran into a jogger early this morning just as the sun was coming up, and you know, he pulled up to catch his breath beside me. Oh, beautiful dawn, isn't it, mate? Tell you what, it's great being out this early in the morning, isn't it? So I get up and jog this early in the morning. And he's sweating and panting all over me. It's pathetic. I'm like, dude, I've been up for 2 hours already, long before the sun even came up. And the fishermen were up an hour before me. So what are you going on about, joggers? Have you ever noticed like 70% of joggers look like a skeleton that someone's draped an old handbag over? You know, I've never seen a jogger that looks happy about it. I don't know why they do it. It's a ridiculous form of exercise as far as I'm concerned. But then again, I'm not really one for exercising beyond a nice walk in the dawn, am I? But you know what? Screw exercise completely. The dawn's too pretty to just be exercising, and so I'm going to sit down for a while. Back to CES. Now, I'm not actually the only Australian YouTuber going up to CES. I'm being sent up there by Sony, as a matter of fact, which is really, really cool. But we're going up there. They're sending up bloggers instead of like quote-unquote serious journalists to get sort of a different take on things, a more immediate, a more honest and direct approach, I guess, rather than the sort of cookie-cutter journalism that you usually get out of CES. Whatever that is, so whatever the reasonings are for sending regular blokes like me up there, I'm not going to argue, because I get a free trip to Las Vegas and CES, getting to sit in on their press conference and everything, and it's all brilliant, but I'm not under any sort of contract that says I'm there to only cover Sony stuff. I can cover whatever I want, wherever I want, whoever I want. I can say what I want, whatever about. You know, if Sony happen to release something that I think is shit, I can be honest about it. And the chances of releasing something shit are unlikely, because just about everything they've released recently has been awesome. Which is why I'm so excited about this trip, because if they're bothering to send people like me up there, they must have something really awesome under wraps. Otherwise it wouldn't be worth their time and money sending blokes like me up to CES, now would it? I'm not under any contracts or non-disclosure agreements or anything. I don't know what they're going to announce. I have no prior knowledge of what's going to go on. It's just an adventure that I'm going to cover from a few different angles. I'm going to talk about the Sony stuff. Obviously, I'm going to hit the show floor and talk about all the nifty stuff on show there. There's going to be sort of a travel blog thing over the generality of it, and travel blog. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a bunch of footage and figure it out when I get home, basically. I'm just realising how long it's actually been since I've done one of these sort of rambling, no script, whatever comes to my mind, kind of traditional old video blogs, or vlogs as we called them back in the day when people like me were inventing the friggin' thing. I'm even making this vlog in the traditional old style of a handheld camera walking along, no tripod or anything, so it's all shaky. Actually, it shouldn't be too shaky because this camera has pretty good image stabilization in it, but it really does feel kind of weird rolling back to the old style of filming a vlog like this. It's you know, I've gotten into a more sophisticated setup at home more often than not, and higher production values and stuff, but there's still something to be said by the directness and something descriptive word and verbs and adverbs and what's the other one? Verb, adverb, syntax and grammar, and I need an energy drink. It's too late in the morning. I need an energy drink. My brain is starting to fail me. It honestly is. I'm sure that I'll get lots of comments. Oh, you should do more of these kind of vlogs, videos, Blunty, because we miss them. And yeah, so do I, honestly. But there's so much exciting stuff to cover in tech. I kind of get carried away with it sometimes. And I know a lot of you out there enjoy my tech stuff too. So I don't know. Maybe in 2013, one of my new I won't say resolutions because I don't make resolutions, but one of my new aims will be to find more balance between the techie review kind of stuff that I love doing so much and this traditional sort of vlog style thing. But come with us, be with me. Actually, I'm probably in silhouette in half of this. I haven't been paying attention to where the sun is as opposed to lighting me up, so it's probably going to look terrible as well. But that's alright. There are other people out there who get way more views than me doing exactly this kind of vlog, and their videos look terrible, they sound terrible, and the people in them are pretty terrible, awful, unlikable people as far as I'm concerned, and I don't know what their appeal is. Again, I'm not going to name names, interesting, but you know, each to their own. I mean, you know, Justin Bieber is popular. Just because something gets a lot of views and is popular doesn't mean it's good. Twilight is a good example of that. Because Twilight is just, it's awful. The films are even worse than the books. I haven't read one of the complete books. I tried once in a bookstore, and I got about 3 pages in and I just wanted to take my own life. You know, just to point out that, again, I'm not all about the numbers game. I don't care how many subscribers I got or how many views I get or anything like that, as long as the people who do watch are entertained or informed or get something useful out of it, or, you know, laugh at me or with me or whatever it is. You know, those people obsessed over numbers, oh, it just shits me. Just shits me the way that likes and thumbs up and subscribers have become some sort of online currency for these people, and that's all that matters, and they just go full on into gimmicky world just to get that stuff rolling in. That's all they ever care about. And you know, I don't care. There are videos of mine that I do that I know won't get very many views, like my New Year's one that's got 3,500 views, which is, you know, quote unquote pathetic. And some of my other videos, which are a bit on the dumb side, 30,000 views, and a few other of my videos which are really, really sort of detailed and well made and very hard crafted and took me days and days and days of work. You know, some of those will get 50,000 views, 1 million views, stuff like that. So I'm all over the shop with my view counts, and that's because I do it the honest way. I don't use bots and things like that. You see people who have really, really, really regular view counts, there's something suspicious going on there, I guarantee you. And as a matter of fact, if you look at some of, I think, Universal and Sony Music, they were using bots to get views on YouTube, and YouTube just took away literally about 2 billion cumulative views from their channels because they were found to be fake views. And I guarantee you, those are only the biggest sort of culprits of this. There are a lot of other big YouTubers out there, individuals even, that are doing this sleazy kind of shit. And that's why there's so much garbage up in the most viewed stuff. And you know, there's a bunch of really, really great content that gets buried by that kind of stuff. And I'm not just talking about my stuff. I mean, my stuff's okay, but there's a lot of stuff out there that doesn't get nearly the views it should. And it's because of these cheating, sort of hyper manipulative marketing bozos just trying to game the system as much as possible. Doesn't it shit you? It shits me to tears. It really does. I went off on a bit of a rant there. We should get back to talking about CES or something. So I've been taking a break after the New Year's, and it's all been very relaxing, and relaxing up until the point that we head to CES and everything just goes insane, because CES is, like I said, the biggest event of its kind in the world. And of course there is a sex convention thingy going on at the same time as CES every year. And of course it's in Vegas, which is usually insane anyway. And I learned a very interesting fact about Vegas as I was poking around online doing a bit of research for my trip. Apparently Vegas is one of those few places in the world where you can just drink in the street, you know. Everywhere else in the world is like, oh, you can't have an open bottle of alcohol in the street. In Vegas, I've seen videos of people walking around with sort of pina coladas and big yard glasses and things like that, which should be a lot of fun. I wonder if I could spend my entirety of my 5 nights in Vegas slaughtered. So lots of adventure videos coming from that. You know, obviously I'm really, really excited about it. I'm also thrilled because every time I go on a trip like this, my road gear, the amount of camera gear that I take, because as I go I learn what I'm using more often than not and when I'm not, and I get new gear which is often smaller, and I learn better ways to pack it and all that sort of stuff. And this time my road going gear is the smallest pack I have ever had. It is brilliant. In fact, that's what we'll do now. I'll head home and we'll look at the gear I'm taking, because I'm sure that'll be interesting to some of you out there who like to do this kind of stuff in hit events, and sort of trying to figure out what equipment works best. And now I've done a few of these now, and I've sort of narrowed it down to a really effective sort of kit. So we'll go home and we'll look at that. And the reason I can't do it here is because I haven't got the gear with me here to show you. And I am in fact using one of the bits of gear right now that I'm going to be taking over there. So we'll button this off, and the next cut you'll see will be back in the blunt cave, and I'll show you the equipment I'm taking to CES. Alrighty gang, back into the blunt cave from the increasingly sweltering day outside, and this is my entire road going production kit. This is, well, it's this and my iPad mini and my MacBook Air, of course, for editing on and reviewing and stuff like that, but this is the entire production kit, and this is as small as I've ever gotten it, and mostly it's due to this little fella, which is, of course, the Sony RX100, which I have reviewed in the past, and it is just simply the best compact camera that I've ever come across, and then you can buy these days. And the reason that saves me so much space is because usually I bring along my DSLR or my Olympus Pen EP3 Micro Four Thirds kit, and that means the camera, which isn't so much bigger than this. Well, the Olympus isn't, but the DSLR is, of course. But you have to bring along a whole bunch of lenses, and they take up a lot of space, and they weigh a lot as well, even in Micro Four Thirds, you know, compared to this anyway. So this is incredibly good quality for stills, really good quality for video. This is what I was shooting on earlier today. The stuff you've just been watching has all come from this, and it is just brilliant, and it means I can save a hell of a lot of weight. And I've got 3 spare batteries for it. It's got 1 in there and 3 spare batteries for it, so I can shoot and shoot and shoot without worry. Extra memory cards, of course, a couple more 32 gig ones. There's another 32 gig one in there already, 16, and the 8 gig Wi-Fi in case I want to do sort of on the road stuff. This, you may recognize, this is the best handycam you can get for your money as far as I'm concerned. Well, whatever the latest model of it is. This is the HDR CX700, and I reviewed it, and it is brilliant. And with the big ass battery on the back there, I can shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. I can get 9 hours worth of 50p, 1080p, 50p footage on this camera without even having to worry about it. I can just shoot all day long. Attached to that, the Rode microphone, Rode Video Mic Pro, the best microphone you can slap on top of your camera. And it is just brilliant, and the 9-volt battery in that will last through, I think, about 100 or so hours, so you never have to worry about that. Wide angle lens adapter for this camera, just in case I need to get a really, really wide shot. The lens on it's pretty wide, but you know, never hurts to, I mean, that's, you know, tiny, so it never hurts to carry that around with you. Lens cleaning stuff. This is the Sidekick from LensPen. That's for cleaning off the screens and iPad mini and stuff like that, and a few various lens pens for cleaning off the lenses and screens and viewfinders and things like that, and a traditional lens cloth stuffed inside that little bag there. Of course, my PNC pistol grip, which is brilliant for using with that or with that even, but this will give you sort of a more secure grip, particularly when you're shooting video and things like that. It makes it much more stable and secure and everything, and I've got a wrist strap attached to that because, you know, it's always a good idea to have a wrist strap on your camera just in case you break it, or worst case scenario, someone tries to snatch it or something like that, which is, you know, it's never happened to me yet, but yeah, it's a wrist strap. What are you going to lose? Little rig there, which I can, with this little friction bar here attached to the bottom of the grip there, so if I need to do lighting in the dark, which is this little Manfrotto LED light which runs off a single AAA battery. The quality of light is pretty good. It's nice and warm for video. I don't think it's going to show up here, and so I'm trying to do this all one-handed, of course. It's not really, really bright, and it doesn't spread really, really well, but it's very, very compact and easy to carry, and will get you out of a tricky situation just nicely. So, GorillaPod, of course. I never go anywhere without a GorillaPod. And my audio sundry equipment here, so I've got that for doing on-camera audio and stuff, and the microphones on this, as you just heard, are pretty decent, but in the noisy environment of somewhere like CES, it always pays to bring a dedicated microphone. This is another Rode mic, the Rode M3, which I use for a lot of interviews and stuff in noisy places, just to help isolate that. And that normally runs into this, which is my Zoom H1 audio recorder, so I can plug the microphone into that or use its own microphones, but I prefer to use it sort of as a microphone body pack. And also a tie clip mic, just in case I need to do something with that as well, because, you know, why not carry that? It's just a piece of wire basically. It takes up nothing, no space, and weighs basically nothing, so why not have it with you at all times? And of course you need a really good set of headphones for monitoring when you're in the field to make sure your audio is coming through nice and clear and all the levels set. And these are Sennheiser's PX200 2s, I think they are, and I love these because they sound brilliant, because the Sennheisers, of course, but they also fold up really, really small, so they're easy to carry with you and around. So yeah, between that, I've got excellent audio thanks to that kit there. I've got excellent video coming through that kit and that kit there. Excellent stills thanks to that, and all the sundry support equipment just to get me to enable me to get higher quality looking footage. So stable it off, get some lighting on there, make sure you've got spare batteries, spare memory cards. Oh, this I didn't mention, this is the Mophie juice pack. This is for recharging my iPad or my iPhone when I'm on the go, so I can, you know, don't run out of batteries on that. And yeah, that's it. So between this little kit here, which all fits in, easily fits inside a little insert, camera bag insert, which is that thing there, and that goes inside my messenger bag, which is there, you know, just a standard little canvas messenger bag thing, and they can sling over my shoulder. It weighs, you know, I mean, it's not feather light, but it weighs a hell of a lot less than trying to carry a DSLR rig around or anything like that, or even my Micro Four Thirds with a bunch of lenses. And I can get excellent quality footage, excellent quality sound, and yeah, be an absolute road warrior. And that is that's the smallest I've ever managed to get my kit down to. And mostly, like I said at the beginning, it's thanks to this little Sony RX100. And Sony actually sent me this, which is really awesome of them, let's be frank, because when I reviewed this camera, it was brilliant, and I was planning to buy my own eventually, you know, as soon as I could have the spare cash, because, you know, I've already got a bunch of cameras, so it's kind of hard to justify the expenditure on yet another camera that I didn't really need, but I really wanted because it was so good. So yeah, that solved that problem for me. Sony just sent it in. So and the other YouTubers and people who are going on this trip, I think there's 5 of us in total, they all got one of those as well, and they're going to be really happy with it too, I bet, because yeah, it's just brilliant. And I know, like I said, it's a Sony sponsorship. I'm not being paid to say that's brilliant. It really is brilliant. Look online, look on anywhere online, you'll find other people saying just how brilliant that damn thing is. So there you go. Blunty's Road Warrior kit. I've rambled for too long, way too long in this video. So I will see you from Vegas at CES, and be prepared for a lot of stuff coming in on that. Catch you next time.